Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 874th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. As I said before, I'm mixing the old battles up with the new ones. The last battle I put on, I think, was fought the weekend before last. Well, this battle was fought back, get ready for this, on the 7th of June 2009. So this battle is nearly 15 years old. And as you watch this battle, just see if there's any tactics or strategies that you see are different today than what it was then. Okay, right, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Spartan Leonidas. Now Spartan Leonidas has got 17 infantry and 3 cavalry, so very infantry based army, and that was typical of Spartan Leonidas. And here can you see he got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, and experience, stripe, gold shield, gold attack. That was kind of like the standard upgrades for cavalry in those days. So Spartan Leonidas, 17 infantry, 3 cavalry. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Eth. Now Eth has got 13 infantry, 2 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. You'll see they're just gold shield, gold attack on his infantry there, which tells me that I'm guessing his cavalry is going to be pretty good. And there you are, if you count there, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So I think that's a pretty good tried and tested Eth army there. With cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is someone who's called himself Skidmark, but I believe his Brotherhood member Killer B. A lot of veterans will remember Killer B, very good player. Now he's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. He, from today, I think, is that he's got an Eagle unit as his general. As we know, an Eagle unit's not as strong as an urban cohort unit, and you don't see many Eagle units as generals these days. Okay, our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. I think this must be an experimental army of mine here. I've got 12 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, and if you notice there, I've got an Eagle unit that I can leave with my infantry, so that will be giving a command unit bonus to my infantry. Well, I can take my fully upgraded cavalry general there, which is a Praetorian cavalry unit, but I can take this cavalry unit around the battlefield with my cavalry to give general morale bonus. And as you notice there, it was fully upgraded cavalry, and as a lot of you know, I never bring that these days. There you are, and if you count the upgrades at fully upgraded cavalry, so it takes them out of the elite bracket into the super bracket. But when I looked at this army from 15 years ago, I think it must have been an experimental army that I bought for this particular battle. Okay, so just to say that the Brotherhood team, as you can see, are all purple SBQR. So as you watch the battle, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on quite easily at just a glance by the colours there. This should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have King Clansman Marcus. Now Marcus has got 4 archers, 11 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 4 archers, 11 infantry and 5 cavalry. Have you noticed these old battles are mostly Rome versus Rome? I just wonder whether you might have noticed that. Okay, the next teammate is a Greek clansman called Cero, and he has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, the bog standard 31k Roman army. Okay, so Greek Cero, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Unusual to see a Greek clansman not bringing Greek cities or Macedon in those days. The next teammate is King's Clansman Turbo. Now Turbo's got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry, but this is in fact Lando. A lot of you will see Lando still playing Rome Total War today, but when he first started playing Rome Total War, his name was Turbo. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry there, and you'll see that they're just gold shield, gold attack. And his cavalry got 7 upgrades on. As I say, that's kind of like the standard cavalry upgrade of those days. 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack there. And if you look at the battle formation there, like almost like checkerboard battle formation, like a real battle formation that the Romans used back in the day. And their last teammate is a Brotherhood member called Kiffin. Now Kiffin's got 14 infantry, 4 cavalry and 2 archers. Okay, 14 infantry, 2 archers and 4 cavalry there. As I say, I'm not sure if that's his correct name or it's a Brotherhood member that's just put a different name for this particular battle. I can't remember a Kiffin, but maybe there was. And if you notice the upgrades on his cavalry, you'll see that he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So there you go. You can see there that you'll be able to spot the enemy team easily. They're blue and red, and we of course are the purple SBQR. But as I say, in a lot of these old battles, have you noticed how it is mostly Rome on Rome? Not many other factions involved. This should be a good one for you to watch. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at battle formations from 15 years ago. There's FF's battle formation. Does that look anything different from what we see today? Could you think battle formations today are any different from that? Can you see his pilot shield unit at the front of his main battle formation? And there's Killer B's battle formation. See, his pilot shield units are in width, whereas FF pilot shield units are in depth. Can you see the difference there? So Killer B's got his in wide, if you like. And there you can see I've got 3 units in open order in front of my main battle formation there. And I suppose mine's got a bit of width and a little bit of depth on it as well there. So as I say, when you look at the battle formation from 15 years ago, I just wonder whether you see much difference. I mean, over here, like you can see there, those pilot shield units in front of the main battle formation. I say, is it the same? Does it look the same today as what it was 15 years ago? Do you think battle formations have evolved or basically stayed the same? Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see that Kiffin, Brotherhood member Kiffin, is moving his Scipii troops forward, and you'll see Spartan Leonidas is actually moving forward as well there. Spartan Leonidas can be extremely aggressive when he wants to be, and with a 17 infantry army, I think he can afford to be there. He's going to have a lot of firepower there to throw into Kiffin. Here you'll see, remember, Turbo is Lando from today, so just so you know that say Brotherhood member Lando was Turbo when he first started to play Rome Total War. Okay, so over here you'll see, I think, a little bit of flanking here. You can see that Kiffin's got his cavalry. He's bringing some infantry over here as well, possibly to flank Spartan Leonidas there. Okay, what we've noticed in a lot of these old battles, you don't see a lot of flanking moves, do you? It's usually trying to hammer at the barricaded front door all the time. So it's nice to see a bit of flanking from 15 years ago there. So well done to Brotherhood member Kiffin there. He's bringing his infantry and cavalry round the flank. But you'll see that Spartan Leonidas is now countering that move by bringing infantry over himself to counter that flanking move by Kiffin. If you notice there, you'll see that Kiffin's moving his Scipii cavalry and infantry back. I'm seeing Spartan Leonidas in bringing his infantry over here to counter that move, but also you'll notice that Brotherhood member FF has brought his cavalry over as well to support Spartan Leonidas on this flank. Nice bit of teamwork there by FF. And so Kiffin there has decided to stop that flanking movement that he was trying there, as he'd been countered there by both Spartan Leonidas and FF's cavalry. So as I say, it looks to me like this flank may well be the active flank of the battle. It wouldn't surprise me if the battle actually kicked off here, just looking at the disposition and movement of all the troops there. Bit of pilot exchanging I'm thinking is going to go on here. There I can see the SBQR forward units are looking to throw pilots in there, and you'll see that Brotherhood member Kiffin is pulling his Scipii army back a little bit there. But I was just going to say, I mean, when we've watched all these old battles from 13, 14, 15 years ago, it does seem mostly to be Rome versus Rome. Do you notice that? It's like the other factions haven't kind of been evolved or used a lot back in this particular time here. You can see, as I say, a lot of pilot exchange going on there between the two Roman armies here of Kiffin and Spartan Leonidas. Remember, those pilots are effective against armor, so they do a lot of damage. Now, to say the pilot shield unit's always in open order because, of course, on Rome Total War, you lose less troops from missiles when they're in open order. You see Spartan Leonidas there's move around the flank a little bit with a mini army to counter Kiffin's mini army there. You can see there's skirmishing going on already there between the enemy Scipii and Spartan Leonidas' SPQR troops. You can see Turbo there. We know that as Lando he's very, very aggressive, and as Turbo he was very, very aggressive as well. It wouldn't surprise me if he attacked in this right centre of the Brotherhood battle line there. Let's say you can see a lot of pilot exchanging going on there, weakening the forward units of both armies there. Yeah, it very much looks to me like this right centre and right flank of the Brotherhood battle line looks like where the battle may well kick off here. There you are, you can see Eth moving forward there, being very aggressive there towards Turbo, or Lando as he is now. And as I say, a little bit of skirmishing there, but now you can see Turbo move a lot of his units forward there. As I say, this right flank and right centre of the Brotherhood line looks to me like where the battle may well kick off there. Now here you'll see that Kiffin's bringing a couple of his cavalry units here, I think, to hit those couple of SPQR units there, a Spartan Leonidas. Just pause the game for a second there. So those two cavalry units were brought in there to take out those two engaged units, but Spartan Leonidas spotted that and disengaged those two units and brought them back to his main army there. So that was a nice bit of battlefield awareness there by Spartan Leonidas. Here you'll see Turbo putting a couple of his units, 4 of his units into Testudo there. You can see that Killer B and Greek's Cero there have not yet engaged. And as I say, this experimental, I believe this is an experimental army of mine here. I'm just looking to shadow Marcus there and probably look to use my fully upgraded cavalry in supporting my allies there. Now, if you notice there, if you look at the writing, can you see hiding? Can you see? So 4 of my cavalry units are hiding in the long grass, but my general unit, of course, cannot hide on Rome Total War. Okay, so you can see that it's not hiding there if you look at the writing. Okay, because generals, of course, can't hide on Rome Total War. You see the darker grass area, that's the long grass. That's why 4 of my cavalry units can hide there. But meanwhile, over here on our right flank, there's a right tussle going on between Spartan Leonidas and Brotherhood member Kiffin there. And I think it's quite a good tactical move there that they've kind of both created mini armies backed up by cavalry there. Can you see Kiffin there has got his mini army backed up with his cavalry, and Spartan Leonidas has got his mini army backed up by his cavalry as well. Still a bit of skirmishing going on here. You can see that Eth has put 4 of his units into Testudo there. Remember, in Testudo, units suffer less casualties from missiles because it's like an all-round defense there. And remember that Testudo unit there, that formation, is a real formation that the Romans used back in the day. And there you can see Eth charging forward again. It looks like Eth here and Turbo going to be very aggressive. So, as I say, maybe the battle might kick off here. You can see Killer B charging in some of his cavalry. Look, bang! As he smashes there. Routed that enemy Giulio unit on impact with that cavalry. Nice hit there by Killer B. As I say, still a lot of pilot exchanging going on there, and a little bit of skirmish in there between Spartan Leonidas and Kiffin's forward units there. So I don't think, looking at the disposition of both armies, there's going to be much flanking on this particular flank here. Pause the game for a second here. So here you see a lot of enemy cavalry there. So you got Cero's cavalry, plus you got Turbo's infantry, plus you've got Turbo's cavalry as well. So to me, that is quite a strong attacking force there. I don't know what you think. Do you think that that force there maybe might try and punch a hole through the Brotherhood battle line? Now I see Etheth got his cavalry there to counter a cavalry hit, but that looks like quite a strong enemy force in front of Etheth's infantry there. Maybe somewhere to watch. If you notice here, I've brought my fully upgraded cavalry out of the grass hiding there, and I've brought my cavalry to the rear of our team's position there, so that I can then use my cavalry anywhere on the battlefield from that position. Okay, so I've got my cavalry now ready to attack if needed. But as I say, this area here, the Brotherhood right centre of our battle line here, looks to me like a place, just looking at the disposition of the enemy troops there and looking at our troops there, it could well be a place they may well look to try and punch a hole through. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's say over here on the right flank, not much chance of flanking now, I don't think, with both those mini armies backed up with cavalry facing each other. I don't think there's going to be much chance of flanking. But then saying that, can you see that Turbo's bringing some of his red Julii cavalry and infantry over to this flank? So maybe this may be a target for the enemy team here. Bringing reinforcements over here. That may well be what they're looking to do here. Attack this mini army of Spartan Leonidases here. But if you notice here, once again, good teamwork by Etheth, bringing his cavalry over here, ready to support Spartan Leonidas if indeed there is a flanking attack here by the enemy team. You can see here Turbo taking his cavalry out here to the flank. Now if you watch Turbo's cavalry, can you see they're in normal formation there, so he's not going to attack. You'll notice before Turbo attacks, he'll put his cavalry into wedge formation. He always does that. This is a nice hit there by the enemy Scipii cavalry. Look, and bang, as it charges in there, routed one of, oh my gosh, 3 of our SBQR units have just been routed there by that cavalry hit. That's bad news for us there, I think. Let's say you've got Etheth has moved some of his infantry over here to support Brotherhood member Spartan Leonidas there. Always a good team player, Etheth is, was and still is today. Those of you that played with him and against him will know that. And here you'll see that Killer B, who's called himself Skidmark here, his units are skirmishing with Sero, Greek Sero's units there. As I say, it looks to me 15 years ago that this experimental army of mine, what I'm doing here is just kind of pinning, holding and shadowing Marcus's infantry while using my fully upgraded cavalry around the battlefield to help my allies out where needed. As I say, I've got my cavalry right at the back of our team there, but from that position I can help allies anywhere along the battle line there. So I think that's why I've kept that cavalry at the back. Also Marcus has got archers as well, so he would be looking to target my cavalry if he could. Okay, so here you can see several of I think Spartan Leonidas, his SBQR infantry has been routed, and you can see Kiffin here moving his mini army closer to his main army there. You can see another cavalry hit there from Kiffin going in. Look, and bang, as he smashes in. Kiffin looks very, very aggressive, doesn't he? As I say, I can't remember a Brotherhood member, Kiffin, so this must be a Brotherhood member who's called himself this name for this particular battle. I've got no idea why. As I say, 15 years ago, I'm not sure why he would have done that. But as I say, you can see Turbo's cavalry out there, but he's not ready to attack because he hasn't put his cavalry in wedge formation. Here you can see him moving his infantry there, 3 units around the flank of Spartan Leonidas. So as I say, maybe the enemy are thinking about hitting us on this flank here. You'll see here, those of you that haven't seen a unit on Rome Total War going into Testudo, if you look at this unit here, there you are, you can see it going actually into Testudo there, which will, as I say, give good protection from any pilots coming in from Turbo's red Julii units there. Okay, you can see still pilot exchanging going on here between Spartan Leonidas and Kiffin's army there. And as I say, here with Turbo's infantry and cavalry here, this could well be a target, as I say, for the enemy team looking to flank. Kiffin could engage that army there, pin and hold it while Turbo attacks. But as we move up the battle line here, you can see how strong the enemy there is. But look, do we look a little bit weak there? Because FF has taken units over to help Spartan Leonidas. But look at the enemy cavalry and infantry there. Does that look like they could punch a hole through our battle line there? Do you think it? Because these are the days where they attack barricaded front doors. They try and break down barricaded front doors. Not so much flanking there. You can see Cero there charged some cavalry in there and has routed one of, I think, Killer Bee's units there. So, as I say here, I think the enemy could well be looking to... This could well be a distraction tactic here on the right flank, I'm thinking. Turbo's moved some of his infantry and some of his cavalry over to this flank to make us think they're going to attack this flank, whereas our right centre could well be their target. You see what I mean there? It could well be a distraction tactic here by the enemy team. And here you can see Spartan Leonidas' general is in quite an exposed position there at the forward units, isn't it? I mean, these days I think we'd make sure we keep our general out of the battle until it's absolutely necessary that he's brought in. There's some more pilots there going into Turbo's units there. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like the enemy may well attack on our right flank. But as I say, could this be a distraction tactic? Here where you can see Turbo moving more of his Julia units over to this flank. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, it looks here, does it look to you like the enemy are going to attack our right flank? Let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see here that Killer Bee's brought 3 of his cavalry, half of his cavalry over to this flank and keeping 3 cavalry back to look after his infantry. Nice bit of teamwork there by Killer Bee. FF's already got his cavalry over on this flank to help Spartan Leonidas. So we've got a lot of cavalry there if the enemy does attack on our right flank. I've got my fully upgraded cavalry, as I say, positioned here to be able to charge in wherever needed. Okay, but over here you'll see that a Greek Cero with his blue Scipio troops there are fighting with Killer Bee's SBQR troops. As you can see, a lot of skirmishing there going on between the forward units. And you can see Marcus had advanced a couple of his units forward there in Testudo. But as I say, this experimental army of mine looks to me like I'm just kind of shadowing Marcus's infantry there. And as we move across the battlefield, as I say, this area here looks to be a very weak part of our battle line. I don't know what you think. And I think the enemy have spotted that. And I think they're moving units over to the right flank as a distraction tactic, whereas I think this is where they really want to hit. I'm only guessing that, just looking at the disposition of our troops and their troops there. Do you see what I mean? It very much looks like they're going to attack this flank, doesn't it? It just, seems too obvious to me. I don't know what you think, but we'll just have to wait and see. But you can see Turbo moving his Julii cavalry back over towards our centre area there. This is a nice cavalry hit there by FF, like a bang as he charges in there and routed that Julii unit. Nice hit there by FF. But now you can see that Turbo's moved those Julii units forward there. Okay, and now if you look at the disposition of the enemy troops, do you see what I mean about this this right centre of ours looking like their real target? Okay, that's what I'm thinking here. Right, now just look here. Can you see that they've got their cavalry? Watch out for Turbo putting his cavalry in wedge formation, but look at all the enemy cavalry there that could charge in. Okay, plus you got Julii infantry there as well, and I reckon this is where the intention was to attack all the time there. That kind of feint, if you like, action on that right flank was to distract us. I don't know what all of you think there. It looks like, it does look like a positive attack on that right flank, but as I say, was that a distraction target where this was the target here all the time? Okay, just look. Now you can see Turbo's Julii cavalry are in wedge formation. Make no mistake, they are going to charge in to this right centre of our battle line here. Make no mistake, right here you can see the cavalry, Julii cavalry charging in there. And bang! As it smashes in. You'll see our SBQ, our cavalry counter-attacking. And bang! As we counter-attack there. Oh my gosh, you can see all the enemy Scipii cavalry coming over as well. There's a Scipii cavalry charging in there. Look, and bang! And there's some more Scipio cavalry charging in, bang! We're counter-attacking with our SPQ, our cavalry. See that last unit's going in there, and bang! As it smashed in there. To make no mistake, this could be the make or break of the battle, right here in the right centre of our battle line there. Oh my gosh, pause the game for a second here. So as I say, this could be the make or break of the battle. Do you notice in these old battles, it's all about attacking the barricaded front doors, trying to break down that barricaded front door instead of flanking. You can see here that there's still a bit of action going on there between SPQ or Spartan Leonidas and the Scipio troops. Here it looks to me like Turbo may have lost these 3 units. If he gets hit with cavalry, he's already engaged infantry there. Okay, and as you can move up the battle line here, you can see that everybody's like throwing in resources into this part of the battlefield. As I say, this, in my opinion, was their intended attack position here in our battle line. That movement to the right flank, I believe, was a distraction tactic, and this is where they wanted to hit us all the time, because this was the weakest part of our battle line. You could see that we had very few infantry in there. They spotted that, and they tried to distract us on the right flank, but have come back for this centre position to try and break down that barricaded front door of ours. And look what they're pushing in there to try and do that. Sledgehammer attacks, blunt force trauma attacks on our battle line there. They are really trying to break through. There's Scipio cavalry charging again. Get ready for this. This is a massive cavalry charge. And bang! As they smash in there. All that cavalry charge bonus. In fact, have they broken through? Have they broken our line there? Oh my gosh, I can see enemy cavalry have gone in behind our forward units. Right. Poor old SS general has just been taken out, so we've lost the general morale bonus from his general. And if you look here, you'll see a lot of SS units, after holding, I think, really well there, have now been broken there by sledgehammer cavalry attacks by the enemy team there. Oh my gosh. And when they've broken through, look, you can see Scipio cavalry are now behind SS broken infantry there. Okay, over here on the right flank there, you'll see that Turbo there has got a couple of his Julio units attacking Spartan Leonidas' cavalry units there. And here you'll see Spartan Leonidas got some units there. He may need to attack those enemy Scipio troops there. But make no mistake here, the enemy team look like they're going to break through. There you can see, good move here, you can see the enemy Julii and Scipio generals just behind the battle scene there, giving morale bonus to their fighting troops. Nice move there by the enemy team. And you can see, as I say, Kiffin's cavalry has broken through our ranks there on the right centre. Over here you'll see that Greek Cero and Killer B are fighting, and now you can see that Marcus is now attacking my experimental army there with both cavalry and infantry. So what I need to do is hold this left flank here and hopefully get reinforcements over if I need it. But my cavalry at the moment are still charging in to that particular breach in our battle line there, trying to counter, trying to plug that breach that the enemy have made there by literally punching a hole through our battle line with blunt force trauma cavalry sledgehammer attacks there. I mean, just look. There you can see the cavalry being pulled back once again. Remember, you pull your cavalry back, you charge it back in for the full cavalry charge. But look at all our SPQ, our cavalry charging in there like a bang as we smash in there. Oh my gosh, you can see my cavalry charge in there as well like a bang. You see the enemy cavalry counter-attack in there. Bang as they smash in there. Oh my gosh, more cavalry, more Scipio cavalry charging in like a bang. Oh my gosh. Make no mistake, this is going to be, I think, the make or break of the battle right here, right now. Oh my gosh, you can see a lot of our SPQR units starting to crack under the pressure there. Let's just pause the game for a second. So here you can see, this is where, you know, as I say, this could be the actual pivotal moment of the battle. This could be decisive. Can you see our cavalry there? My cavalry, I've alt-attacked using my heavy sword instead of the light lance. You can see reinforcements coming in to this particular breach in our battle line there. But we're trying to plug that breach with cavalry. Over here on our right flank, you can see Spartan Leonidas very aggressively attacking Brotherhood member Kiffin Scipio troops there on our right flank, very, very aggressive. He can break through there, he can get in behind the enemy lines. You can see that Killer B has done well against Greek Zero there. And as I say, all I'm doing on my flank is holding there, holding Marcus's cavalry and infantry so he can't use them anywhere else. While I use my cavalry to help my allies there. Oh my gosh.
Great gods be praised.
Oh my gosh, well, with FF Generals gone there, that is, you know, that's a general morale bonus that we've lost. And you can see the enemy generals there. I can see the Scipio and Julio generals there giving morale bonus to their troops. Oh my gosh, just look how fierce the fighting is here. Cavalry on cavalry, but with some infantry thrown in there as well. Oh my gosh. Real impact there. You could see that. As I say, in those days, it's all about breaking down the barricaded front door. No subtle kind of little tactical moves around the edges there. It's all about smashing down that barricaded front door. You can see here that our SPQ ally has gone for the Scipio General there, trying to take out the Scipio General. That's what he's trying to do, is pause the game for a second here. So here you can see that Turbo's general there is a bit exposed, isn't it? Can you see that? It's a little bit exposed. If we can hit that general, take him out or rout him there, they lose that general morale bonus there. Okay, but you can see they've actually broken through this particular part of our battle line. But have they got enough troops to exploit that breakthrough? That's the question there. Can they exploit that breakthrough there? You can see Spartan Leonidas there is moving in on the enemy troops there on our right flank. So nice move there by Spartan Leonidas. You can see that Killer B has done well against Greek Zero. In fact, you can see Greek Zero's general has been routed, so they've lost a general morale bonus there. And as I say, what I'm doing on my flank here, I'm just pinning and holding all of Marcus's infantry and cavalry there, so at least he can't send troops, either infantry or cavalry, to help his allies. And I've got my cavalry still fighting in the center there, still trying to plug that hole that the enemy has caused there. Okay, there's my cavalry there. Now I can either charge back in there, or I can see my allies seem to be doing quite well, or I can bring my cavalry over here to try and relieve my infantry a little bit there, that's being hit by infantry and cavalry. But as I say, Spartan Leonidas here on our right flank has done well in pushing back the Scipio troops that he was fighting there. And you can still see I think Kiffin's Scipio general there giving morale bonus to his troops. Anyway, you can see I'm charging my cavalry into Marcus's Scipio infantry there, just trying to relieve the pressure off my infantry a little bit there, and bang, as it smashes in there. Okay, so here you'll see, as we thought, Turbo's general's a little bit exposed. He's been hit, he's been deliberately hit by our SPQ ally Killer B, and that general now has been routed, so they've lost the general morale bonus of that Julio general. So that was a nice little move there by Killer B. And you can see here that we've actually, I think we've managed to plug that gap there. They just didn't have enough troops to exploit that breakthrough that they made there on our right center. So you can see here, now remember, we are the purple SPQR, all the other colors are the enemy troops here. As I say, look at Marcus here, really pushing in on my infantry, really trying to take my infantry out there as much as he can, and then he was hoping to take my army out and then he could move on to help his allies. But my army is held there, and now I'm just waiting for my allies to come over and probably get in behind Marcus there and take him out.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battle.
So here you can see cavalry getting in behind Marcus's Scipio troops. I'm going to get my cavalry in behind Marcus's troops as well. And then we're going to smash into the rear of Marcus's engaged troops there. Here you can see my cavalry just going in there now. And bang, as I smash in there. Make no mistake, I'm going for Marcus's general there. Can you see the trajectory of my cavalry going for Marcus's general there? And you can see my allies crashing in there as well. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. The Brotherhood team has managed to go on to win the battle. There you can see all of Marcus's army is basically routed now. But if we go all the way over here to the right flank, this is kind of where the battle kind of kicked off. You can still see Turbo's got a couple of infantry units left there, but I'm guessing they probably admit defeat there. As we move across the battlefield here from right to left, you can see here, this is the right flank. So you can see how, you know, that was quite intense by the number of dead. But as we move up to the right centre of our battle line, this is where the enemy made their breakthrough. They actually hammered us there and with blunt force trauma smashed through our barricaded front door. But they just didn't have the troops to exploit that breakthrough. Did you notice that? They did break us there, but they just didn't have the troops to exploit it there. And as I say, it's like a carpet of dead. You can see that's where the most intense fighting was. As we move along the battle line here to our left centre, you can see that was quite a fight there between Killer B and Zero. And as we move over to our left flank there, that was where my experimental army was holding and pinning Marcus's infantry and cavalry to stop him moving his units anywhere else on the battlefield. But I was using my cavalry around the battlefield to help my allies there. Now, whether we're going to get the results at the end of this old battle, I don't know. Some of the battles we do get the actual battle results, but very often it just says replay ended. So I'm not sure. Bearing in mind this is a 15-year-old battle, my guess is it might just be a replay ended rather than us getting the kill counts that I know we all look forward to at the end of the battle. Oh, there you are, replay finished. So, unfortunately, we're not going to get the kill counts of this old battle. But you can see, as I say, Turbo's got a couple of units left. But my guess is he probably admitted defeat there. And as I say, replay finish there. But as I say, this particular part of the battlefield, our right centre of our battle line. Make no mistake, the enemy really smashed and crashed us there. And they actually broke us. They broke through, as you could see. But from what I could see, they just didn't have the troops to exploit that breakthrough. I think we'd weakened them so much that even though they had broken us there, and make no mistake, they had broken through there, they just didn't have the troops, as I say, to exploit that breakthrough. But that was a pretty fierce battle there. As I say, these old battles were very often about a case of attack, trying to break down the barricaded front door of the enemy troops there, you know, instead of tactically moving around the flank, you know, tactic and strategic movements like we do today. I think our battles today are more dynamic, maybe more open than those old battles, but I must say it was exciting, wasn't it, watching those cavalry hits. As I say, Turbo's still got a couple of units left there at the end of the battle, but I must say it was exciting seeing all those cavalry going into that one place and bang as they were going in. It was a good battle. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.